have a speech or monologue prepared per se. It's like, I'm here. I show up. Well, you gotta wake up before you show up. And like my pink pencil, huh? Pink pastel. Yeah, Don Johnson gave it to me about 20 years ago. Yeah. This business, it's like you always got to be on, and I'm like that pretty much. 100, like I mean, this is what I say, like 100% of the time, but not necessarily every day. Like even an animated wound up guy like me likes to be sedate a little bit. Just like sedate people like to think outside the box occasionally, and they're all mimey, and then Harold the Mime wants to throw his 2 cents in, and look at that, opens up a can of worms and shit. It's like, but so I think it's disjointed, as one of my friends used to say. It's like kind of like, but if the loud, motor mouth, vibrant guy does this, it's more of a shocker than when I'm gonna talk now. I'd imagine. It's like, I think more people would get freaked out. It's like when silent movies, like when Charlie Chaplin first spoke. They were like, surprised. They're like, wow, look at this technology. But I believe more people get freaked maybe when the motor mouth, maybe it's like, they're like, wow, ooh, what's wrong with you? And it's like, it's like, step off. I'm having an off day. I don't necessarily want to be too thinky or talk or be in anybody's face. I mean, God forbid, the people that are boring and sedate and low key and, like that. The people that are like, the silence is golden, and then they actually speak. The quiet people, and then, the opposite is true. I personally believe. I mean, that's pretty much what I think, and so it goes. It just, it goes without saying, but and yeah, I'm saying it. Just don't mind me. We're just checking something. But I mean, pretty much being a producer, you gotta like be able to communicate with people, obviously. But it's like sometimes like people get thrown off by like, oh, there's no eye contact. And personally, I think the important things is voice and what you say and how you carry yourself and your mannerisms. And then, it's like, yeah, eye contact's okay and kind of important, but not, just like some people are good at it and natural born like eye contact. Hold on a second, I have to like just fixed it. But it's like, I don't know. It's like some people do it, and it's like Clint Eastwood or I think a guy, good character actor, Edward James Olmos, especially in like Miami Vice, he wouldn't look directly at the person, and I do that naturally. And it's like, no, not a disrespect. It's just, I admit I might be uncomfortable sometimes or nebbish, but it's just, the eye line. It doesn't, I'd rather do that than the people I don't like. I'd rather have that than the people that are like, and they're mealy mouthed and they think, oh, eye contact, and then they're assholes. Then the contact with the content, I should say, is lame. They'll be like, all prim and proper, and they'll have perfect eye contact. They'll be condescending or argumentative or whatever, because in this society, it's like, oh, what you see, what you purvey with your eyes, and I'm like, I'll look you in the eye, I'll tell you the truth, but if I want to look away or I'm looking down or if it's somebody I just met or somebody that I think is quote unquote folksy, which I say that like person that's like not a jerk or what, just like very like, oh, look at, eye contact and etiquette and big so when I'm with people or producing, it could be a low budget movie. I admit most of my things are low budget. It's I think the biggest compliment is when I am modulating my voice and I'm loud. A lot of people are like, oh, you're loud. No, that's a compliment because I'm comfortable with that person and it's a sign of respect. Then, if I'm dropping off and not interested and I'm looking away, and I'm like looking away even more, I'm like, you're making me uncomfortable. You're too plain. You're too vanilla. You're too much of a clown. And I know you're gonna say it before you say it. And it's all boring and it's like, folks, I mean, I can get along with that people because I like to be likable pretty much, or I understand people, but those, I don't know. I mesh well with, I admit, more people like, more outspoken like me, or they can be like, quiet, like, more subtle, but as long as they can gesticulate and they, get their point of view across and stuff, that's where it's at. It's like one of my dear teachers back in high school who taught media studies, and he's quoting from this guy called, I believe it's this guy named Marshall McLuhan, and I believe he was, forget it, I think it was a journalist or an author or both. He worked in the media, and one of his sayings was, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, and I agree with that too. It's like, but then again, the people that are like all about how and not what, I don't know. Just like I said, I do better with people that aren't rigid. I don't care. Like, if you're smarter than me, that's great. I want that. I want to collaborate with people that are smarter, quote unquote, better. But if you have this arrogant air about you, or you're boring, or you're flat, or you're bland, or you think like anybody else, or you're too technologically savvy, meaning that's all you care about is special effects and this, that, and I appreciate good editing, but like for me it's like character development. I won't put my producer's stamp on it if I don't have some input, or it's not character driven or script driven. It's like with all these big budget CGI pieces of crap. I'm the type of guy who's just like, let's say the person couldn't afford to fly the whole cast to like Hawaii, Maui, or something, or maybe even Australia, that should be CGI, the backdrop. Not, let's have, Uncle Jimmy be computer generated because he's an alien or something like that. I don't like that crap. I just don't like it. Like, I see CGI as like, see this pencil, and I'm doing a comedy, and I'm like, oh, I'm so hungry. I imagine that it's a Slim Jim, and then it turns into a Slim Jim, or it could use a real prop. That I can see, like, as opposed to like, I just don't, like, see it more as purpose, or you can't afford 10 shiny Cadillacs because low budget movies, like that's what I'm trying to make, so you morph it, then you use CGI. But if you can't get an actor, you get an actor. You don't CGI an actor. I just think that's lame. Like, or backdrop, like a house is good, a gun, a baseball, but not a person. To me, it's like, if you're gonna do an animated movie, do it cartoony, do it like Hanna-Barbera, like cell print, or do it live action. I see, I don't care if you use a computer as long as it's the style. See, that's what gets me too mad with these thinky techno egghead. They think that everybody loves CGI and that's the soup du jour, but I can't stand it. That's where I think it's folksy. They look like wooden puppets. All these characters are cutesy and la la la, and they and then you see these on Blu-ray, the making of. It's like, my name is Harold Poindexter, and I got all the lines perfect with a choreography and the calculus, and yet they look like wooden puppets. I can't stay. That makes me laugh. Like observational humor. I'm also a comedian, by the way. Not funny, but it's like you get everything so anal retentive and perfect, but they look like wooden puppets. They look like everything else. Like have it cartoony. I don't like. To me, a computer's necessarily evil. Yeah, use computers to edit, but have the style your own. Have it old school. Like I said, I got all the polygons lined up, but it doesn't look, it's like ruined. If you take like the medium of Superman, right? It would be thank God nobody's done a CGI where it looks like a video game where it looks folksy. I would strangle that person. It should either be a guy in the tights in the suit or a cartoony, and then they want to make it fanciful and like dun 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 dun, and I am Superman, and very avant-garde and melodramatic, and the good guys always win, or the whole the whole dark. Don't get me started with the whole Dark Knight stuff, so literal with Batman. We'll get to that later, but anyway, I think I kind of ran my mouth enough. It's a gift, it's a curse. Some people like it, some people don't. And the people that don't like it, I can respect it. But the people that are like thrown off, like, oh my God, he's, I'm making a point, but I'm expressing myself. And again, I don't like. I can respect and like the people. Actually, I love the people that agree with me. And the people that don't agree with me, that's fine. I love them and I respect them just the same. But the people that are thrown on, like, oh my God, he raised his voice, or he doesn't think like we think. I got no use for those people. I can't stand those people. I pretty much spit on those. Just like, who am I? Who are they? I'm not most people. I'm not everybody else on the sidewalk, sitting down on a park bench eating a bagel and a half-calf mocha raisin nut cappuccino smoothie, and so okay, adios.